Good evening, traveler. For a place by your fire, let me spin you a tale about the end of the world. The world is dying beneath our feet. Earrit was once a world of relative peace, but that was over 1,000 years ago, and time often wrings out the smelly drippings and rancid memories that reside there. Knowing these people, they were probably as rotten as they are now, just with less monsters. Yes, the monsters. Creatures that began to rise from the void and began overwhelming the people of Earrit. Never before was this land plagued with the beasts, but they appeared ceaselessly, in droves and in all forms, from shocker lizards to dragons. Well, at least one dragon. Nasty piece of work that old drake is, let me tell you. They swarmed over the nations of the world and shattered them. The collapse seemed to be the end of everything. The people turned to their gods, who seemed content to watch their world succumb to tyranny and chaos. But then came the heroes, the mighty warriors who chased the monsters through the void and seemed to leap from the darkness itself. They called us Duskers, the Knights of the Fading Light. Yes, even I, your humble storyteller, is one such traveler. From where I came I know not, for Duskers appear as little more than powerful children. We know of our skills and our talents, and they come easily to us, despite having no memory of where we came from. As relentless as the tide, the Duskers appeared against the horde, each man or woman bearing the strength of an army, the lowest of them mightier than a dozen Earrit soldiers. Through the Soul Shards which we were birthed, the champions overcome death, rising again and again to fight. And now, in the 447th year since the collapse first began, our mighty heroes appeared, far to the south in the border of the frost jungles. Their journey began deep beneath the ground. With little more than the clothes on their back and the weapons they brought with them, they fought their way out of their birth chamber into an undisturbed ruin. The first to awaken was Fulgrak Wormid, Orc of the South. He burst forth fearing nothing. Despite his apparent savagery, there is a cleverness in his eye that should never be underestimated. Battle axe in tow, mountains will move before his resolve is ever broken. Next was Cyrus, the human medium. His whispers are filled with the voices of the undying, and he intends to use that to his advantage. With the help of his partners, he gains the powers of adaptation and insight. Who needs training with friends like these? The warriors were joined by the mysterious Azamar Nualia. She appeared in this world more of a mystery than the rest of us, yet somehow I feel like I have met her somewhere before. Regardless, it was she who pressed forward, often taking the initiative when others hesitated. Her drive would take her far in the days to come. And finally we saw the playful antics of Surdok the Halfling Rogue. You need a little paranoia to keep yourself alive in the streets, and Surdok never lets himself get cornered. While he tinkered his way past traps and locked doors, he kept one eye on his friends and another on his crossbow. After they awoke, Kusei, the fickle fox spirit, greeted them into their new calling. She appears to all of us, often more than we wish. She works as an oracle, albeit an annoying one. It was her words of caution that alerted these newly birthed Duskers to the strange rituals which were being performed above, men seeking to kill the Duskers forever. Together they solved puzzles and fought the entropy that attempted to crumble the ruin around their heads. It wasn't long before they traveled into a chamber filled with Dagon cultists, who fled before the Duskers could discover the nature of their ritual or who their leader was. But they did learn the truth of their gathering. The shattered remains of several Duskers were found on a strange altar, their soul shards shattered. The greatest secret of the Duskers, our ultimate victory over death and defeat, had been discovered. Until that day, no Dusker had fallen beyond the resurrection promised to us in our contract. But now the people of Earrit had broken the balance. Although it was not known at the time, this single discovery was the beginning of the end of the world. The world had been spared its fate for some time, but by the will of its own population, the planet would begin to die once more. The Duskers slaughtered any of the cultists who were too slow to escape before their skills and bloodthirst. As our mighty warriors fled the crumbling relic that was their first home, they sought to escape the frosts. The last of the Duskers fled north, towards the heart of Albacar, a great shadow following in their wake. Hello, and thank you for listening to The World of Dusk, Episode 1. It's a pleasure to have you here, but I want to explain to you what you just heard. My friends have gotten together, and we're starting to do a campaign in the Pathfinder tabletop game series. Now, this is something we've been playing for a while, but I'm trying to do a very long and epic story involving a lot of different characters run by different players. And in order to keep us all together, I've decided to make these little tales from a bard coming from within the world to explain what's been happening in the story, to keep everyone up to speed, and hopefully to share an interesting tale with you. I have no idea how well this is going to be received. I don't really care. It's really exciting for me to do something like this because I feel like I get to share another part of my life that I normally don't get to share with other people. I also hope that this will make sure that the campaign can continue and keep itself more fluid, so I don't have to worry about maintaining schedules too strictly. This way that everyone can be kept on track. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you have any questions or interests about the series. I'd love to answer any thoughts that you have, and I'd also love to have any insights or recommendations that you would like to make regarding it. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the next series, and until the next thing you watch or listen to, I'll see you there.